Whether it's using high ground to your advantage or using solo duo queue to really practice, there's a ton of ways that you can grow and become a better player in Apex Legends. These are my favourite tips to give to people when trying to climb the skill level. First of all, you get the choice of 20 legends to choose. Your best bet is to pick 2 legends that you will play until you know everything about them. At the end of the day, you can play any legend and get to the highest skill level, because it mainly comes down to your gun skill, movement and game knowledge. However, a legend's abilities can really change the battlefield and throw enemies off. So it's good to double down on 2 legends that you can really master. I would choose definitely a movement legend, Octane, Pathfinder for example, because it will challenge your game knowledge and keep you on your toes. Next, I would pick a couple of guns you like and jump into the firing range and really practice using them. Jump around, shoot the dummies, practice hitting all the targets. If you was to spend 20 to 30 minutes every time you played Apex in the training grounds shooting all of the signs, you would be a much better player insanely quickly, because you'd learn to control the recoil, you'd learn how the guns operate, jumping, slide cancelling. You'd really grow your skill level pretty quickly. Maybe not 20 to 30 minutes, maybe 10 to 15 minutes. You definitely notice a change. I would definitely pick a LMG, an assault rifle, an SMG. The snipers are good, but in all honesty, I find that they're a bit of a gimmick in Apex, as a lot of the fights happen up close to mid range. So I'd definitely look at those. The third thing is game knowledge. Now you won't know this by watching streams, by watching my guides. You'll know this by playing the game. My guides, other people's guides, my tips and tricks, other people's tips and tricks can only get you so far. You need to be playing the game. Like anything, you will grow as a player a lot quicker by playing the game as you will watching the game. Apex Legends skill level is really harsh. It's really large. There's people at the top that are absolute demons, as opposed to people that come in and can barely hold a controller. There's a huge skill gap and it's very hard to climb that, but it all does come down to game knowledge. Now, whether that's, trying to fight in a way that you always have the advantage, so you're on top of a building, you're on top of a ledge, a level, you are keeping an eye on the circle coming in, making sure that you're not going to get caught out. There's a lot of things that really goes into decision making, and that is the fourth tip for me, is decision making. Decision making is extremely crucial when it comes to really playing Apex to your best ability. It all comes down to what you decide to do. It's not as simple as opening up a box and then opening up a second box, and then you're going to go over there and open up those boxes and go over there and open up those boxes. It's deciding what you do when you come into a fight. Are all your team prepared? Ammo, health? Do you have all your abilities? Do you need some time to get your abilities? It really does come down to how you decide to take every fight. Every fight on Apex is different. Battle Royales have that. It's very different. Every fight you get in, it's different to the fight you had previous. So you need to be always on your toes, and that is what makes Apex Legends and other Battle Royale games, Warzone for example, really good in longevity. They're games that will always change, because the fights are never the same. They're always different, as opposed to Call of Duty where you have 3 lanes. That's why Arenas gets boring really quickly. It's because it's the same fights every time. Now, the next thing I would do is definitely look at your movement. Now, like most things, I jumped onto Warzone the other day with a couple of friends. I was garbage. I didn't know how to slide cancel. I didn't know how to jump up things, what I couldn't jump up, what I can't, what I can jump up. Apex is very similar. Apex is a game so based on movement that the top level players will have insane movements. You really can't knock them. And unfortunately, you need to get good at movement to really climb that skill level in Apex. This isn't just slide cancelling, this isn't tap strafing, this is climbing buildings, this is blocking doors, this is looting on the move. It's climbing rocks to get the higher advantage, jumping on top of a truck if you're facing off an enemy and there's a truck in your way. It's getting on top and getting the high ground. Movement is not, you know, when I talk about movement, I'm not talking about just the tap strafing, etc. It's really difficult. The next thing I want to suggest is your mentality. Your Apex Legends mentality is like any other video game. If you're in a bad mood or you're getting bad games and you're slowly, you know, just losing everything and you're getting really annoyed and really angry, you need to just take a break. Unfortunately, it's only going to make your mentality worse and you're not going to be playing any better. Some days I get on and Apex Legends just does not work for me. I just can't do it. That's okay. It's not always about playing at your best all the time. You can see a lot of high-level content creators, a lot of professional Apex Legends players will always tweet out randomly, you know, today's not my day. Today's not going very well, guys. You know, etc., etc. But it really does play a huge part of your mentality. There's times the next day after having a bad day, I sit down and I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm having an insane game. So that's the problem with Apex Legends, is your mentality needs to be, you know, high up. You also have to stop looting for so long. I see a lot of people really take 25 to 30 minutes deciding what gun to use. You know, if you hot drop, you've got probably like, I don't know, 10 to 15 seconds before you're in a fight. You need to be geared up. You have not got time to think. Apex Legends is a battle royale, and most battle royales, time is very precious, and you really need to think about that, you know, before you move forward. It really is, you know, it really is a unique part of that. Now, another thing to do is, because the skill level is so high in Apex, you really need to stop looking at the professionals and getting annoyed that you're not there. It will take you a long time to get good at Apex Legends. Even now, I'm a diamond player and I've been playing for a couple of years now, ever since it came out about 3 years ago. So I can tell you right now that it is very infuriating when you just can't seem to feel like you're climbing as quickly as possible. So just please bear that in mind. Don't get yourself down because people around you are, you know, doing insanely well. Just focus on the things that I've told you in the previous part of this video, and just keep climbing as much as you can. I'm going to give you some little quick tips here, just so you can kind of take these into your fights. You need to be crouch shooting. Crouch shooting is a very good way to confuse the enemy, keep them on their toes, but also to make your hitbox a lot lower, so people have more of a hard time actually trying to keep you. You can border patrol is what I call it. Stand on the edge of the ring when it's coming in, and you can kill enemies as they are running into the circle. Now, another thing I want to say, just regarding what I said earlier, a little bit about the, you know, looking at other people and they're climbing. A lot of people in the Predator ranked, the High Masters, are all teams. They're all people that 3-stack together. You'll have a very hard time climbing to Masters, climbing to Apex Predator solo. I, for 3 or 4 splits, have been, which is a season split in 2, for 4 splits I've been playing on my own, and I can get to Diamond, and that's pretty much it. This season, however, I've been lucky enough to be chosen by 2 friends to kind of grind those ranks. And to be honest, it's really nice to see. Not just for me, it makes the game more fun, which then makes me a better player because my mentality is a lot higher. But also at the end of the day, it's a lot easier than when I was solo grinding. Now, that's all I've got for you so far, guys. I'm going to do a little compilation of beginner tips and tricks that you maybe don't know or haven't thought about. But until that video, guys, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you later. Oh boy. I'm out, I'm this way.